Things working a bit tempted. Do you want to meet off-site and have a chat?
No, I'm good, mate. Is that a threat?
No, I'm just want to have a chat.
We're having a chat now, aren't we?
Welcome to my channel, where we highlight concerns around policing conduct and examine how authority is exercised in real situations. This footage comes courtesy of Power to the Proletariat, with their link provided below. So make sure to support their work and watch the original video in full. In today's case, we're outside Devon and Cornwall Police Headquarters, where events quickly unfold in a way that raises serious questions. Officers appear unclear on basic points of law. A security guard escalates the situation with threats, and there are further concerns raised around missing SI identification and overall professional conduct. What you're about to see is a breakdown in communication and procedure that becomes increasingly difficult to ignore, and it may stand as one of the most questionable interactions I've reviewed to date. Let's get straight into the footage.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Why?
Because I'm a police officer.
Have you got warrant cards?
Yeah, I have got
Yeah,
warrant
I'd love to
cards.
see that, thank you.
No problem. I'm PC Vanessa Thompson, I work here.
Okay, wonderful. Lovely. So what's your number? 1503, was it?
Yeah, no,
Lovely.
15032.
32, lovely.
I'm just
so, yeah.
wondering what you're doing.
Just making a little video, really, around the area.
Okay, and what's that to do with? Just obviously because we've got security in mind as well.
Yeah, sure. Just make a little video of the area and that, really.
Okay.
There's police station around here. Obviously, it's a new station you got down there.
Yeah.
What was that, 3 years ago, was it? 4, maybe? Yeah, so just letting people kind of know where the station is. Just matters of public interest, really.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Do you mind if I
Yeah.
just take your name?
Why would I want to give you that?
Because in case there is anything else, I'm just interested. If you're just doing anything, there's nothing wrong, then I just want to know who it is. Because obviously there's security as well.
Right, okay.
So security is heightened at the moment. So if there's nothing wrong, I just want to find out who your name is in case anything else were to...
This is the point where PC Thompson appears to misinterpret the scope of police powers. Under Code A, officers can only require someone's details when there is a clear and reasonable suspicion that an offense has taken place. A vague possibility that something might happen later does not meet that legal threshold. In this instance, the auditor stands firm and declines to provide identification, pointing out that there is no lawful requirement to do so in the absence of reasonable suspicion of wrongdoing.
So what you're implying is that if I don't give my name, I'm doing something wrong?
No, I'm just saying in case something retrospectively happened and someone said, oh, something happened, and I say, oh, I saw someone and I spoke to him, but I won't know what his name is.
That's fine. I mean, there's nothing to oblige me to give me my name at this
No,
point.
there isn't. You're all right.
So no, I'd rather not, thank you.
Okay.
But at this point, am I being detained or anything?
No, I was just speaking to you and finding out
No
what
problem
you
at
were
all.
doing
That's
because-
fine.
For security.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd like to do that.
So
Yeah.
you're just going to stay on the perimeter, are you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to have a wander around,
Well,
see
you
what's
can't
around.
go inside, so
But-
you can't go inside the building, okay?
Oh no, I won't go inside any buildings, obviously. Yeah.
Stay on the perimeter, but you can't go
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Well, I mean, if there are any restrictions, like signs.
Restrictions from there, there's a security. I'm a police officer and I'm telling you, you cannot go with it inside there. This is a secure
Yeah, but a
building,
police
you can't go inside
but
there.
a police officer can tell me not to wear yellow shoelaces.
But I'm not telling you not to wear shoelaces. I'm saying that this is a secure place. There is a security there. I'll
Well,
walk with you if you like. It's fine.
No, that's all right. If it's secure, there's nothing to worry about, is there?
But I'm advising
but-
you as a police officer that you shouldn't be going in there. Okay?
But is it against the law?
This is you are not permitted to go into this building here. Okay?
I'm not going to go into any buildings. I just said
Okay,
that.
into the area.
And why not? Again, is there any laws restricting me from doing that?
Yes, it's security. You're not allowed in there unless you've got a warrant.
There are several legal misunderstandings being highlighted here. First, a warrant card serves as police identification, and it is not something issued to or required from members of the public in order to access public spaces. Second, the restrictions being referred to are presented in a blanket manner without any clear legal basis, specific legislation, or visible signage to support them. Under common law principles, members of the public generally retain the right to access areas that are not clearly and lawfully restricted. From this perspective, PC Thompson appears to be asserting limitations that are not properly substantiated in law or clearly communicated on the ground.
What law is that?
There's restrictions on there that you are not allowed to go into there.
It says public access, and
There
it's a
isn't public access for
Well,
this.
that's fine. I won't go past any points that aren't publicly accessible. That's not a problem. But that's not a problem at all.
I'm trying to walk on to front now.
So naturally, that has no entry through those gates, but obviously it's locked gates, so wouldn't be able to go through there even if I wanted to. But yeah, so this is where somebody else got to previously. So So that sign there clearly says, please have both ID and car pass ready for inspection. So as you can see, there's clearly gates, because I should imagine it's probably restricted parking. But there are literally no signs, unless I missed any on here, so I will double check. There's literally no signs saying, you know, police only or restricted access.
The auditor follows a correct process by checking the area for any clear signage or lawful restrictions before proceeding. He identifies notices relating to cycle paths, vehicle access permits, and CCTV monitoring, but importantly, there are no visible signs restricting pedestrian access. On that basis, he continues as there is nothing indicating that entry on foot is prohibited. At that point, the situation escalates when the security guard becomes involved, and from there multiple concerns begin to emerge in how the interaction is handled.
I've already asked you nicely, you cannot go any further than
To
this.
stop you. Keep coming, mate. Then if you want to assault me, we'll have you nicked for that, shall we?
I haven't done anything.
Use reasonable force. I'm licensed to stop you coming on these premises.
What license have you got?
SIA.
Well,
Licensed by the government.
Where's that displayed?
You don't need to see that, pal.
Under the SAI laws, that should be on display.
Then security arrives, and the first issue immediately raised is the absence of any visible SIA badge, which is a basic requirement for identification in that role. Instead of addressing the concern professionally, the guard resorts to dismissive remarks, including a familiar Google lawyer comment. However, in this case, the information being relied upon appears to be correct, while the response given is not supported by a clear understanding of the situation. As the exchange continues, the confidence displayed does not seem to match the actual knowledge being demonstrated, and the interaction begins to deteriorate further as more is said. Let's take a look at what happens next.
That should be on display at all times while in operation of your duties. You can actually lose your license for not having it on display. No, it needs to be on display.
Mate, don't put the law.
Listen,
I clearly
said
do.
to you that I'm a police officer and I've asked you that you're not allowed past here. It's a site you are not allowed past here, so please don't come on site.
Where's the signage?
I'm telling you as a police officer, you've seen my warrant card,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you as a police officer, you're not allowed to
You
come
could
past
tell
here.
me as a police officer that I'm not allowed to wear a black coat or a yellow hat or...
But that's not
You know.
official, is it? I'm asking you nicely.
Well, this isn't official. If
and I'm
it was
saying to
official,
you-
there would be
Okay,
signage.
but I'm officially telling you, you are not allowed on
Under
site.
what power are you using to officially tell me this? Please.
This is you can see
No.
you're not allowed in.
That is because if this were restricted for pedestrian access, there would be a pedestrian gate. But there clearly isn't.
So what makes you want to do this all day and all night? Have you got bored or something?
Well, to be fair, there's marked police vehicles up there. I want to get some shots of marked police vehicles. They're public property.
They may well be public property.
This is public property.
This area, you're not allowed on here.
But there's no restricted access signs, none whatsoever.
Right, so we're telling you, no.
But your verbal commands don't take precedence when it's a public area.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. You've been
I
reading
literally
Google.
do.
You've been reading Google too much. Google lawyer. We have about 3 of you a week turn up here.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's probably
yeah.
because you keep acting like idiots.
Really?
Yeah.
You're insulting me now, are you?
Yeah, the more you act like
You're
idiots,
insulting me by calling me an idiot.
the more you act like
Okay,
idiots.
no, I'm going to say to you, I take it personally. I feel threatened and I can have you nicked for public order.
So this is where the security guard escalates things by stating, "I'll have you nicked for Section 5, presenting it as though it's a decisive legal power. However, Section 5 of the Public Order Framework is not designed to deal with simple disagreements or hurt feelings. It applies to threatening or abusive behavior intended to cause harassment, alarm, or distress. The idea of insulting language as a standalone offense has been significantly narrowed over time, with the focus now placed on conduct that is genuinely abusive or threatening rather than casual name-calling or verbal sparring. In this situation, the reference to Section 5 appears to be used in response to a basic verbal exchange that does not clearly meet that threshold, making it seem more like an escalation than a properly grounded legal application.
What's your law? Come on,
Threatened.
Go on, then.
There's no act or
You
threat
just
of
called me an
violence.
idiot.
Yeah.
How do you know I'm an idiot? Do you know me? Do you know my family? Do
I
you
said
know
you're
me?
acting like
Mate, you've insulted me.
being offended isn't against the law.
Google lawyers, mate.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Google lawyer.
Cool. Well, again, you haven't got your SIA badge, so I'll report that to the
Do what
SIA.
you want, my friend.
Will do.
Do it all day long.
Not a problem.
What's your name then?
Why would I give you that?
Well, why would I give you my name? You wouldn't even know who I am.
Because you're the one.
You don't talk me to
You're
anything.
the.
Who am I?
You're the one. Well, I can just say the one working at the hut at this headquarters on this date and this time. They'll have record of who's working. They'll find it. It's not difficult. There's record of everything.
Yeah, we're right. Nothing better to do. You got a job?
Yeah, I have actually.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. So is this private property, is it?
Private, my friend.
Who owns it?
None of your business.
So is it not owned by...
You're land registry, and I'll tell you all about it.
is it not owned by the police, by the Ministry of Justice, or...
You define it.
I mean, whether or not
It's private. I don't know exactly who owns it, but it's private. property.
whether or not you rent
I'm
it
trying to
privately,
be
yeah, can you
reasonable
just
with
keep
you.
a bit of a distance?
I'm trying to be reasonable.
Yeah, and I'm not. I'm just saying, if this is private and it's even rented by the government, which it obviously is, then that's publicly funded. Like those
But even
police
if it's
vehicles
funded,
are
it
publicly
doesn't mean
funded.
that public are allowed access here. Okay. So it doesn't matter
So-
whether it's publicly funded or not.
If you have no information that says that this is private, this is restricted, then what's the authority that you're acting under?
Probably can't gain access.
Access.
Yeah.
He's been trying to video everywhere and he wants to gain access.
Why do you want access to the vehicles?
I want to go have a look at the marked vehicles.
You can't then,
Why?
because it's a police site. It's private.
Private? Who's it owned by? Do you know?
Devon Court Constabulary.
Okay, and who owns Devon and Cornwall Constabulary?
Here we go.
Who owns Devon and Cornwall Constabulary? Who operates? Who runs? Who funds it?
It's what's that something you mean?
It's publicly funded, isn't it?
Right, and what do you think that means? That entitles you access? Is that what you're trying to say?
To areas that are not clearly restricted.
What's that?
That's a barrier for cars. The pedestrian access is not restricted at all.
You do not have access to private stuff.
But again, where's the private signs? Where's the private property signs? I've walked all the way up, looked at every single sign. There's nothing.
Don't Google lawyer, mate. Tell you.
Can we just be reasonable about this? You've got to here. You're not going to get any further than here.
Is that your warrant, mate? Is that your warrant card, sir?
There you go,
Do you
mate.
want
16738. Is that Constable Fowler?
Yeah, I'm a
Lovely.
police officer.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this site is a private police site, and you do not have access to it.
Do you have any evidence of that?
I don't need the evidence. I'm a police
Well,
officer. I'm
you can tell
telling
me it's illegal to wear this coat, but it doesn't mean that it's true. Just because you showed me a card that I'm a police officer, that coat is illegal.
Here we see Constable Fowler asserting that the location is a private site and therefore not open for entry, stating firmly that you're not coming on. However, this claim is presented without any supporting evidence such as clear signage, documentation, or reference to any specific legal authority that establishes a restriction. Instead, the justification rests solely on his assertion, which raises questions about the basis for that position. In legal terms, authority is expected to be grounded in law or clearly communicated restrictions, not simply personal declaration. The reliance here appears to be on status rather than substantiated legal framework, which creates a disconnect between what is being stated and what is actually demonstrated.
Okay. What happens if I do?
Piece of the moon,
Sorry?
mate. Doesn't mean
I'll
she's
use
going to
reasonable force
NASA and
to
get a
prevent
plane
you
to get to it.
Pardon?
Is it?
I'll use reasonable force to prevent you coming in.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I've already told him I'll do that. I
Okay.
want
So
to.
you'll use reasonable force.
Yes,
Yeah.
to prevent you coming in.
Okay.
Same as.
Okay. So what I suggest, mate, is
So that's a threat right there. So,
not a threat.
well, it is
It's not
because you have
an
explanation.
you-
You asked me a question.
you
You
have-
asked me what happened. I've explained.
yeah,
it to
and you have no
Like,
jurisdiction to use reasonable force
I do
under
have
these strict
jurisdiction. I'm a
conditions.
police officer. I can use reasonable force to prevent you going there. It's a private site, and there are various laws that allow me to prevent you going to that place. We can go
Again,
along this line if you want, mate.
If this were private, where there would be signage saying private property.
We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this. Why don't you just make your way? We don't need to be doing this, okay? It doesn't need to escalate to this. If you go on your way, then that will be fine.
Tell you what, you're going to leave here before I do today.
Okay? Okay.
What is it you're trying to achieve, mate?
Like I said, I wanted to go get some shots of the marked vehicles, publicly owned vehicles on publicly owned land.
I couldn't be more reasonable than I'm being with you now.
I know,
okay?
and I'm not
I've listened to you,
arguing, I'm not
I've
threatening, I'm not
understood,
raising my voice to
and
you, I'm just
saying,
explaining my
but
point.
you are not coming on site,
Okay,
okay? That
Cool.
is not happening.
fine.
I don't understand what you're trying to achieve.
So we've got the apparently SIA badge, security, all those lacking his SIA badge.
Yeah, it's underneath.
Yeah, it needs to be visible. It needs to be. Yeah, it needs to be on. It needs to be. Yeah, it needs to be. It needs to be visible all times while on duty, doesn't it? Like police officers have to have. Well, obviously, unless they're non-uniform, but if they're in uniform, their epaulets need to be on their outermost worn layer of clothing. With SIA operating officers, don't work in public. At the end of the day, don't work in a public place. I mean, it is where I'm stood. Where I'm stood is a public place, But yeah, so if you don't want to be filmed, don't come to somebody with a camera. You obviously knew I was recording, that's why you've come.
I finished work in about 10 minutes. Do you want to meet off-site and have a chat?
No, I'm good, mate. Is that a threat?
No, I'm just want to have a chat.
We can have a chat now, aren't
There are multiple concerns being raised in this interaction, particularly around the conduct and boundaries being set. The guard's remarks and implied suggestion could, depending on context and intent, be viewed through the lens of Protection from Harassment Act 1997, especially behavior is repeated or causes distress. More broadly, a security officer has no clear professional basis to suggest meeting an individual away from the premises once the interaction has ended, particularly during a tense exchange. Standard professional conduct requires that engagement remains strictly within the scope of the site and the officer's duties. And stepping outside that framework can create unnecessary escalation and raise questions about appropriateness.
we? We're having a chat now, aren't we?
Yeah. 10 minutes.
We're having a chat now, buddy. Sounds like a threat to me.
It's not a threat at all, mate.
Officer Fowler, are you hearing this? This security guard's using fighting words. He's saying he wants to meet me off-site in 10 minutes when he finishes work.
You want to come off and have a chat? We'll have a chat about it somewhere else.
Which is clearly a threat, and that's considered fighting words under the law.
Is that a threat?
Yes.
Okay, so what exactly are considered fighting words under the law? What bit of legislation you talk about here?
I can't remember the act actually off the top of my head, but
So which bit of legislation has fighting words in it? You said the word fighting words in legislation. Which
yeah.
legislation is
So you're allowed to defend yourself if somebody is using fighting words in a way that makes you feel threatened. So I feel
that?
threatened
Which
now.
bit of legislation is that?
I can't remember the act and section, to be honest, off the top of my head.
But you're quoting legislation, says
Yeah.
legislation, but you don't know legislation.
No, not off the top of my head, no.
Okay, so if you're going to quote legislation at us,
Okay.
and then say I need to be aware of that and be aware of those words.
But you're a police officer.
But you don't know the legislation you're quoting.
Yeah, but you're a police
how do you know
officer.
it is?
Okay, it's still a threat, which even a threat, even something that makes somebody feel like they're being threatened or about to be attacked, actually,
You're calling me an idiot just now.
actually feel is actually common assault.
Calling me an idiot. You don't even know who I am. The first thing you said to me was I was an idiot.
Said acting
Now, that
like,
is threatening.
said
my friend.
acting like.
Yeah, you really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, checkmate.
That's probably because you keep acting like idiots.
Really?
I said you're acting like. So I'm surprised you guys haven't got the memo on public recordings around police stations, really.
What memo is that?
Exactly, and that says it all, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. You feel free to explain to me.
Well, there was a memo that was posted around to every police station in the UK in 2021 by the Commissioner of the Met, explaining how the police should deal and interact with people coming to film police property, police headquarters, police inquiry offices.
Right.
Said basically, leave them alone. There's nothing you can do.
So, but you're saying you think that then entitles you to go onto the site and film vehicles? Do you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hello.
You're a sergeant? You're an officer in charge? Yeah.
I am.
I'll talk to you then if you want. If you want to come away, I'll talk to you instead of these people. But yeah. What's the collar number there? Sorry.
7236.
7236. Lovely. And Sergeant.
Von Memety.
Sergeant. Sorry.
Von Memety.
Von Memety. Nice to meet you. No worries.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, you're free. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
No worries. Yeah, there's not a lot really going on. It's just making a little video of the area. Once I get a shot of the marked cars. Had PC Vanessa, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Sort of, there we go, marked car. But yeah, so I was walking up around.
Yeah.
She stopped, had a chat with me, had a bit of a chat, let her know just been filming matters of public interest.
Yeah.
She asked if I was just going to stay on the perimeter. I said, well, I'm going to walk wherever's publicly accessible. I've walked all the way up round here. There's literally at the end of this road, cycle path and pedestrian footpath sign right at the end of this road going up here.
Yeah.
Obviously, I see there's a gate there. I do see that. I'm not blind.
Yeah.
That gate is clearly for cars. The pedestrian way is not blocked, it's not obscured. There's no checkpoint for pedestrians to go past this point. There are no signs saying
Apart from that one asking you to have an ID
and car pass. Yeah, but I'm not in a car, am I? So I don't know.
very
You
true.
know.
So, common sense would say that you can see there's a barrier there. Public is not allowed through there. There is a sign at the front, and I appreciate you can film whatever you like around here.
Uh huh.
I've got no issue with that. If you go on site, you are going to be challenged. You're not a police officer.
Okay.
You will be asked to leave.
Okay.
And if you refuse that and you continue to go about your business, then
Yeah.
we will be looking at whether or not there's offences committed.
What offences would potentially be?
Potentially aggravated trespass.
What would be aggravating about it?
Now listen to how far the legal argument gets stretched here. Aggravated trespass is mentioned as a possibility by the sergeant, but the legal threshold is very clear. There must be actual obstruction or disruption of lawful activity. Simply walking, filming, or standing on a pathway does not meet that standard. It only becomes aggravated trespass when someone intentionally blocks access, intimidates staff, or actively interferes with lawful operations. And that's where the irony comes in, because the auditor wasn't disrupting anything at all. If anything, the disruption was coming from the responses he was receiving, including the guard's threats, the repeated Google lawyer remarks, and the lack of proper SI identification. In contrast, the sergeant's approach remained calm, measured, and focused on de-escalation, which really highlights the difference in professionalism and training. On one side, you have confusion, overreach, and unclear or unsupported claims about access and authority. And on the other, you have a steady application of procedure that helps bring the situation back under control. Ultimately, it only took one composed officer to defuse everything, which shows that when authority is grounded in actual legal understanding, situations resolve quickly, but when it's driven by assumption or ego, it escalates unnecessarily. That's the key takeaway. Knowing the law matters, because it's the only way to cut through bluff and confusion in moments like these. And that's exactly why resources like Know Your Rights guides are so important for understanding how these interactions really work.